the station that's on your side. This is News 12, NBC 26 at 11.
New details tonight in the double murder-suicide in a 12 hours long manhunt that left the mother, father, and daughter dead. We're going to hear from family and friends as they try to come to grips with all this and put the pieces together. But first tonight, all new at 11, a body found over the weekend in Aiken County. Turns out it's linked to another murder in Columbia.
It turns out the two victims were married. Her 5-year-old saw it happen, and now the husband's brother is behind bars accused in both murders.
You have a 5-year-old who watched his mom get killed. And right now we believe that the murder was committed by one of his relatives.
Deputies found Ashley Hagler shot and killed in her car around 5 Saturday morning in Columbia. The sheriff says her 5-year-old son was in the back seat. Later that same morning, here at home, Aiken County deputies found Ashley's husband dead. A witness found his body in the tree line off Holden Drive in Batesburg.
And so, sad that we've got another child out here in our community now. And this one's lost his mom and his dad.
Investigators started piecing together leads that led them here to Charles Jason Carmichael's house. He's the brother of the man found dead in Aiken, the brother-in-law of the woman killed, and maybe worst of all, the uncle of that young boy who watched his mom die.
We go to his residence. He tries to escape on us. He's apprehended. We recover a gun. We recover the vehicle that's covered with blood, and he's charged with murder.
Now, investigators here and in Columbia are working together to work out the timeline of it all and why. And that really is the big question tonight. Of course, this is a developing situation. Richland County deputies say they're working with Aiken County to figure out where Rufus Carmichael was killed before the body was discovered in our area.
And we'll continue staying on top of this and let you know as soon as we have an update in that case.
Guys.
All right, Mikkel, thank you. We also have new details tonight at 11 and another double murder. Deputies say a husband killed his wife and stepdaughter last night, and today deputies found him dead. They say he turned the gun on himself.
Tonight, our Celeste Springer is learning more about the two victims and the man accused of killing them.
It's a tragedy. It is. She's going to be missed. I mean, she's going to be missed.
Shantae Bradley knew Tammy Briggs for more than 40 years. Elementary school pals turned longtime friends. She says Tammy never had the need to be front and center, but never failed to cheer you on from the sidelines.
I started a nonprofit recently called Butterflies Are Blue, and I had been talking to her about it, and when I started it, she was the first to support. She was like, what can I do to help you?
And what happened here was a complete shock to friends who say she tended to be private about her personal life.
And we talked very often. She never alluded to anything going on, you know. She has this perfect little family.
She says Tammy used to work for University Healthcare System, but had recently been doing consulting work in IT. Friends say her daughter April was a responsible young adult in college with a passion for fashion design, but with a little more spunk than her mom.
Yeah, she was sassy. Typical teen, you know, young lady.
And say the mother and daughter duo had so much more to live for before it was cut short here.
I would not in a million years have expected that kind of call. Still very heartbroken.
Celeste Springer, on your side.
And tonight, our I-team is also learning more about the man deputies say is responsible for all this. Tammy's husband, James Briggs. Our I-team found a lengthy rap sheet, including at least a dozen charges from back in the 80s when Briggs was in his 20s. This Pennsylvania newspaper clipping to my right here from 1982 details one of those arrests after a string of supermarket robberies. Tonight, we spoke to his ex-wife, Terry, who didn't want to go on camera, but she described him much like his neighbors did, as a good guy who had a strong desire to have a family. She says she knew about his past, but said he really turned things around once he got out of prison, got a job at Plant Vogel, moved down to Georgia. They divorced shortly after that because she says he really wanted kids, but she says he seemed to have made that dream come true. He had a son with another woman, then he met Tammy and had a second daughter who's about 4 years old now. So when his ex Terry heard the news today, she told us she just couldn't believe it. Quoting here, it was a shock. He loved his babies. He just wanted a family. I don't know what made him tick. He was a good guy. She went on to say, when the detectives called me this morning and said they were looking for him, I knew he was going to kill himself. He was not going to go back to prison. Up until now, she understands he was a stay-at-home dad during the pandemic, and by all accounts, at least to the outside world, their family seemed happy. But unfortunately, that must not have been the case.
Also Also this evening
on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Tourism and hospitality experts say people are already booking their spring and summer vacations, and spots seem to be going fast.
Everyone is what you call stir crazy, and with more of us getting vaccinated by the day, Adam Mincer breaks down what we can expect the closer we return to normal.
Things are looking up for South Carolina businesses that rely on visitors. More people are visiting the coast over the weekends.
We're seeing hotel occupancy numbers on the weekend that are better than we've seen in months and months and months, essentially a year since everything started to unfold.
And more people are planning vacations.
Activities picking up for future reservations for April, May, June, July.
A welcome surprise for industry leaders.
It's coming faster than I thought if you'd asked me 3 months ago. Vaccinations have picked up, the pace has picked up, the weather has gotten warmer. I think people are itching to get out, and you see that in the consumer behavior going on.
The director of tourism analysis at the College of Charleston says hotel occupancy on the weekends is only down about 10% now compared to the same time last year, right before the pandemic hit. That's nearly half of what it's been in recent months.
That's a great indicator because weekend travel is being driven by your vacationers, your leisure travelers, rather than your business travelers.
This chart shows short-term rentals like Airbnbs are not only on track to match pre-pandemic bookings, but beat them.
I've heard anecdotally that for the summer, it's getting increasingly difficult, if not impossible, to find vacation rentals on the coast that are still available.
All of this together is putting what economists say is one of our state's biggest industries on track for a full recovery.
I think the summer could very well be at the rate we're going, could be a normal summer in terms of occupancy, particularly along the coast.
And tourism is huge in both of our states. In fact, the Department of Recreation and Tourism says state park reservations are also up about 20% year to year for people who love to go and camp and stay there.
People are ready to go anywhere. You know what? A tent, the beach,
the backyard.
Anywhere but the backyard, really. But as a reminder, the CDC recommends avoiding crowds still, social distancing, wearing a mask. You know, you can recite these to me by now. Wash your hands. Do all of the things.
The opposite of what we saw spring break in Texas looks like today.
Exactly.
They have forgotten all of it. They graduated from COVID, apparently.
Right, yeah. You know, when you're in college, you just forget all the rules.
That's true. All right, Mikkel is in tonight, and checking our weather for us, we give politics
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Earlier tonight, we told you a little about Evans Jr. Caitlin Berner and what she's gone through. It's hard to imagine going through all that. She is just a junior in high school, but through her faith, grit, and determination, she's managed to make the most of what life has thrown her way.
Where's the energy? Where's the energy? Let's go!
Caitlin Berner is a junior who recently transferred from Grovetown to Evans High. She's experienced change beyond just schools. When she was only 5, her father passed away while serving in Iraq.
That was hard on all of us, so it pushes me every day to be a better player just for him.
John Franklin Berner was an avid basketball fan, and that love of the game translated to his daughter. That wouldn't be the only hardship of her basketball career.
Let's stretch a little bit, give your leg a little break.
Numerous athletes have torn their ACL, but few can say that they've torn the same one twice and been unlucky enough to have torn both. Caitlin missed her junior season at Evans because of the injury.
It's tough to see any child go through that, but, with her drive and her tenacity, once Caitlin has her mind set on something, she's very goal-oriented.
The numerous hardships haven't stopped Caitlin from still finding success on the court. She's playing in a limited capacity and is still a few months away from being game-ready, but is looking forward to getting back on the court in July.
People are always like, you're crazy playing with 3 torn ACLs after 3 torn ACLs, but I just think it's because God knows I can handle it.
The best part of Caitlin's story is that she will have an opportunity to play at the next level. She's verbally committed to play at Bob Jones University in Greenville. If anything, that's a testament to her talent given how little she's actually been able to play with 3 years of ACL-interrupted seasons. And speaking of college basketball, perhaps we're going to see a coaching change in the SEC and a little closer to home at that. After a year which saw the Gamecock men's basketball program go 6-15, Head coach Frank Martin and South Carolina Athletic Director Ray Tanner are expected to meet sometime this week. Earlier this year, Martin didn't want people to judge the Gamecocks by this season, which also saw 2 COVID stoppages. Former players, including Sindarius Thornwell, have been active on social media defending Martin. Regardless, Frank Martin's time with the Gamecocks could be coming to an end. No surprises here. The South Carolina women have earned the 1 seed in their quarter of the women's bracket. They'll take on Mercer in the first round coming up this Sunday. It's the 5th time the Gamecocks have earned a 1 seed in the program's history. In 2 of those trips, the South Carolina women made it to the Final Four. We'll be right back after this.
For everyone.
Hello, folks. It's Lisa with Thrive Every Day, and it's a new year and a new time to highlight your business, your service, your mission, whatever it may be. Contact us today, and I want to help you share your story.
Some breaking news tonight out of North Augusta. We're getting news.